Hello again everybody and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today you join me as we begin a little journey, something different at RAF Benson in Oxfordshire. We're going to be heading south to the home of the Chinook force, RAF Odiham, in the brand new Miltech Simulations CH47D for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'll be sharing with you my thoughts, showing off some of the features, we'll listen to the sounds, and we'll get stuck into one of the most famous helicopters in the world. So welcome to the mighty Chinook. It's available via the Miltech Simulations website. I'll share the link in the description down below, and of course it will then also be downloaded via good old Contrail. It's $35.99 in US dollars, $35.99. So convert that to the relevant currency that you guys use wherever you are in the world. And this is a helicopter that I absolutely love. It's got such a rich, vast history spanning its entire service, and of course has been used worldwide as well in all sorts of dynamic operations and all sorts of incredible stories coming from the use of some of these helicopters. The one that stands out to me, of course, is I think it was Bravo November with the Royal Air Force, which is just an insane story. If you've not read it, check it out. What Miltech Simulations have done here is create a beautiful exterior model with an interior cabin, as you can see, looking fantastic. It doesn't replicate the smell that you can smell by being on one. I've been in the back of one of these in the past many years ago, and you can kind of smell the hydraulics and the grease and the oil, and it's quite remarkable. It's one heck of an experience. Included with the package is RAF Odiham, a number of other sceneries as well, and you also get a couple of missions. Some of them, like one involving moving some naval officers around, require you to have the UK Carrier Strike pack from the same developer, but I think that's about $10, so nothing too crazy. As you can see here, the exterior is rather nice indeed. There's a variety of liveries covering, there's a firefighting livery, there's Royal Air Force ones, a couple of US ones, and more to get stuck into as well. As we've seen, there's a fully modelled cargo bay. We can do winch ops and all that kind of cool funky stuff as well. Look at that, remarkable. Can't wait to see what freeware liveries get created by the folks in the community. It's worth saying that post sim update 15, when we get tandem rotor support in the sim natively, they will migrate this product to include that. The Chinook historically is a very stable helicopter as well. It shouldn't need too much rudder control in order to stabilize the helo, and they've also included things like downwash effects of water, dirt, engine heat, blur, volumetric lighting, and on the website you'll find a detailed manual, quick start guide, recommended hardware setup for keybinds, and a paint kit as well. You've got, as we mentioned earlier, US Army RAF liveries, but there's also got Luftwaffe, Italian Escachito, and the Spanish Air Jachito, Royal Canadian Air Force, Australian Army, and a few others. So as I mentioned, beautiful interior, really nice, lots of custom sounds as well. We've got the side door open there for the Wizop to hang out of, and we're going to head into the cockpit for a first flight out to RAF Odiham. Here's the cockpit for the first time. As you can see here, lots of wear and tear, custom cockpit integrated with loads of different dials, switches, the warning system, and in the middle there, all important, we've got our transmission and engine temperatures, gas turbine temperatures, rotor values, and all that sort of stuff. If we go to the pilot seats, we've got familiar artificial horizon, compass, vertical speed indicator, altitude and speed, and the cruise guide there at the top. You want to basically try and keep that in the green arc there. If you go into the amber or the yellow, make sure it is very kind of quick transients. You just maybe dip into it and then dip back out again for whatever reason. Now, I'm no helo pilot, but we're going to give it a real good shot, and I'll be sharing my thoughts throughout the entire video, but share yours too down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button. The EFB comes with a handy map, nice simple map, and you can zoom in, zoom out, change your north bearing, go to like a satellite view. That's a really nice one, I do like that one. And in the load sheet here we can change external and internal loads, so we can pop troops in the back. There's the punters. We can also change to medevac, pallet, and a couple of other options there like Humvee and boat. We can change our fuel load, we can select the missions like I spoke about earlier on. A couple of these require certain bits of scenery, like Queen Elizabeth Troop Transport needs that UK Carrier Strike Group package that they sell as well. And the doors here, we can open and close them as required. So we'll close the slide and we'll close the ramp. There we go. We can also extend the top to seal everything in proper if we wish, but we're not going to do that. For the load today, we're going to try and configure it so that we can take some troops and also aim to try and get our hook with a load of netting and some kit taken down to Odiham. So we'll select that once we get everything on and sort ourselves out. In the config you can show a GPS handheld as well if you want. And the altimeter setting can be HPA. So I'm going to follow all of the startup procedures. We're going to get the rotors spinning, and from there we're going to head out on our way. No idea what to expect. Starting engine 1. And on the outside, and starting 2. We can watch all the instruments rise. We can go inside and have a little listen. We can go inside and have a little listen to the cabin environment noise. So good. We have these fly over my house all the time, and the noise is so unique. Thunderous bass. Okay, so 1 and 2 are both on and stable. And this aircraft can also steer on its own axis, which is a control which is positioned here. We can it's onto swivel, unlock, steer. So this helicopter can also steer on its own, as you can see here. So taxiing out of Benson. Keep an eye on him, don't know where he's going. Beautiful sunset. You can see here that we are taxiing away on the wheels, making our way towards the runway. It's a short journey for us south today. What we're going to do by this hangar is just set up to get some cargo. So gently on the brakes. We're going to go to load, external, nets. So where are they? There they are. Got to take that bit of cargo there to RAF Odiham. And with that in mind, we need to think about using the display that's here. Lock power steering down there. Cyclic trips on auto. And we've got to now try and get her in the air for the very first time. So easy does it. Trying to get that red dot in the green arc. Hooked. Okay, gently away on the power. Just for a gentle climb. Okay, over the grass here, and you can see that dirt effect that we mentioned was a feature that they've included. And again, continuing gently away on the power to climb on out of Benson. Here we go. Got to take all this to Odiham. You can see the windsock there flicking away, crosswind at the minute on the runway. We are away. Nice. So a couple of things I learnt there actually during the hooking process is you need to kind of look up here. You get the hook loaded green arm illuminated. You've got to arm the master sort of hook system, and you want to change the tandem to mid because it will tell you what kind of hooking system you want to use. So I would imagine if we're going to hoist the UH6D, it tells you there hook middle, hook tandem is the one you need for that one. Hook middle again for bucket, UAV tandem, and Humvee is tandem as well. Nets are hook middle, so it gives you a couple of options and it almost a helping hand as well, which is quite nice. Alrighty, settling into the flight. The TACANs also work with this, in the sense that we're flying to Odiham, so we've tuned in the TACAN a 33X ODH. Inbound course of 097 for the TACAN as well. For the TACAN Yankee, runway 09 copter approach to Odiham. So what does that actually mean for us? Well, just sort ourselves out nicely here with a wee bit of trim to get the helo doing what I want it to do. Just a gentle descent towards that little valley there. So we've pressed TACAN on the HSO mode selector. We've also put the inbound course as 097 and it's counting down the range slightly there. So we've got 20 miles to run until Odiham. We've got a whole load of before landing checks. So we've got rotor check, torque check, engine check, transmission check, fuel consumption check, caution light check, park brake lever as required, power steering locked and landing area all clear. But we've got to also drop the cargo nets off. The cargo will automatically be dropped when we cross below 50 feet, and if we are in violent manoeuvres, if we overspeed the helicopter, or if we pull a load of high G for whatever reason, then the cargo sling might break off and we'll lose the cargo. Dropped cargo though can be picked up again, but we have to increase the altitude above 100 feet before the dropped cargo is available for pickup again, and all of this is included in their descriptions and their manuals, their operations manual. This was obviously one of the fastest helicopters as well during the Afghanistan war, for example. There were a lot of stories of Apaches being unable to keep up with these because they were so fast. Just going to follow the landscape a bit more south now to route towards Odiham. We're not flying a direct routing. Look at that, the textures and everything is just amazing. So at the minute, just below us here, the Compton VOR, which is why we've routed out. It's actually one of the arrival procedures into Odiham as well for some of the bigger aircraft. Not that we would necessarily do that in a helicopter. Here we are. Look at that. It's not far off what I see them carrying all the time at home. Although they're carrying obviously a bit more of a specific load where I am. But it's not far off. I'm heading in slightly parallel towards the Takan Yankee approach for 09 at Odiham, and with that is a 9 knot crosswind and an 11 knot headwind with gusts. It suggests that we want to be about 2,000 feet, which at the minute we're pretty much around 2,000 feet, which is rather nice. And we'll come in halfway into the approach, between 5 and 7 miles. You can see on the Takan range, on the nav compass there, we've got about 12 miles to go with the inbound course that's already set. RAF Odiham, our destination for today, is included in this package as a scenery. Echo Golf Victor Oscar, and it's it's the home of the Chinook force for the Royal Air Force, providing worldwide operations. They've also got Bryant Army Heliport in Fort Richardson, Anchorage, or near Anchorage, included in the package, and Shabelle Airfield in Djibouti as well, for the Djibouti Air Force, along with a couple of other militaries like the French Army. Included scenes, Camp Resilience fictional military compound in Jordan and its nearby training facilities. Again, they're fictional, but they're included. And they've also created another fictional military compound in Kuwait called Al Sahara, and its nearby training exercises, again included in the package. And they've got some other bits that they are looking to include in a future update, which is quite nice. They've said on their website they're planning for a future update to Miney United Nations Hospital in Liberia, which is a temporary field hospital, Lahat Town in Haiti, and USNS Mercy, which will be in multiple locations, used in multiple missions for the Chinook. Again, recommended though, UK Carrier Strike Group allows you to do the carrier ops mission for the UK. It's included in the EFB that we spoke about earlier, and the Super Carrier Pro package also kind of enhances your experience a little bit more with this. You could do some carrier ops with the mighty CH47D. Getting close now. So I'm just going to bring us in a little bit more southerly. That's going to align us with about 5.2 DME for the approach. Turn and slip indicator works. Crosswind's hitting us a little bit now. And I'm using the Navigraph charts for this, which rather handily have the Copter Takan Yankee 09 approach included. take that. Settling quite nicely, just tickling below 2,000 feet. Very stable this helicopter is. So what I want you to watch now as we approach the TACAN and the inbound course is the needle just below the artificial horizon there. So we can see the behaviour that we get. And we should be intercepting that pretty imminently, because Odiham is over there somewhere, though I can't see it. It might be obscured by that grab handle there, actually. Could be in that patch of clearing. Is that it? It very well may be. We've only got 5 miles to go. So it's a 3-degree rate of descent, glide path angle, descent angle for this, which is rather odd because it's apparently it's a helicopter, so it makes you wonder how on earth you actually achieve that. But no idea. I shall try my best once we get established. I'm just going to drop to 1800 though to be a bit lower. Okay, there's Odiham in the back drop. I can see that. And we can see that needle moving as well, so in we go. So look at that, we bust over the side of it. Let's follow that TACAN in then. So that's our course set, we're inbound. It's slightly offset, so any actual aircraft would be flying into our right hand side and we would be routing in as we are now with the runway directly ahead of us, but a slight kind of offset approach this is. It's an offset of 4 degrees in fact, so Innsbruck, eat your heart out. Here we go. I've got to say, I mean, I've been buzzing around now in this for about 40 minutes, kind of playing around in between recording elements of the video, and I've been having a lot of good fun. One thing we've not done is hang out the back. Look at that! What a view that must be for real life, eh? How stunning! Don't forget, we can't descend too low because we've got that cargo underslung as well, so we've got to bear that in mind. So that's probably going to do us nicely. That TACAN worked pretty nice. And now we're going to kind of come in a little high. Start to inch the speed off. There's some Chinooks waiting for us. And the helicopter runway there. Which we could have used, but we didn't. That's part of the scenery. Looks like they've done a really nice job here of this. Still got some cargo hooked, so we'll take it over towards the stands. Past the water ferries. Might plonk it outside for them actually. Here we go. Release, there we go, lovely job. So, that cargo's released. Away it goes, look at that. And then we can go and pick a square to land in. I'll give it my best shot. What a lovely bit of scenery this is. Included in the package, which is quite nice. I reckon we park just next to these. What I'll do is I'll settle her down first here. There we are. Easy does it. Jolly good. Okay, so steering control is on. Nice little landing rate there, 151 foot per minute. I'll take that. And you can see there we're just doing a little bit of ground taxi onto the stand. We don't want to land next to them, so they will routinely just taxi on in like this, which is quite cool. Look at that! What a fantastic machine. Now available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The video, that is, seeing and hearing and interacting with the mighty Chinook. All the links for which are in the description down below. So if it tickles your fancy, you know what to do. You'll find the links all down below. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'm off to go and buzz around the skies of Oxfordshire just a little bit more. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for flying along, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.